World Series of Poker, $10,000 main event. Day 2, 65,000 chips, going to 600 big blind, over 100 blinds, so we're going to keep the pressure on. Table draw is very soft, with the exception of 2 guys that have 100K and 600K in winnings, so we're probably going to avoid them if possible and really put the pressure on the less experienced, more scared money. We're 3-betting pre, we're unloading the clip, we're praying for folds. They haven't folded before, but this is a tournament they could definitely fold to us in. We're repping strong, they're calling weak. Let's get those big folds. Let's make hands when they finally have had enough of our aggression. Bag and tag, go to day 3 of this main event with a huge stack. With blinds at 250, 500, action folds to me in the hijack. I make it 1200 with ace 6 of spades. The cutoff calls, the button calls, the small blind calls. We're 4 ways to a flop. The flop comes queen 3-3 rainbow. I bet 1500. A little optimistic, but a lot of their hands completely miss this flop and they have to fold. Unfortunately, the cutoff calls and the small blind calls. The turn is an 8. The small blind checks, and I decide to check and see what the cutoff does. He bet small, 2300. The small blind folds and it's on me. Do I just give up and give him credit for a king queen, queen jack type of hand? Or do I rep ace queen plus? I make it 7,000 to go. He can't have ace 3 of spades, so unless he has ace 3 of clubs or pocket 3s, I don't think he can call, and he has to fold his king queen or queen jack type of hand. He tank folds. We now have 68,000 chips. After the hand, he asked if I had pocket aces. Finally, someone believes my story. I'm under the gun with pocket 5s, and I make it 1200 to go. The hijack calls, and we're heads up. The flop comes 5-5 deuce. We flop quads. I bet 1,000, he calls. The turn is a jack. I check, hoping to get value from his mid pairs, making it look like I gave up. He bets 3,200. I check raise to 9,000. He calls. The river is an 8. He either thinks we're bluffing or we have a monster. So we're going to keep our bet polarized and bet 25,000. He has 35,000 behind, so he can afford to call. He goes into the tank, but he folds. We now have 80,000 chips. 80,000 going to 800 big blind. As long as we stay above 100 big blinds, we're good. A lot of drama in the first hour, but we handled it like a pro, shook it off, got the desired result with the clock call. And we just called out Mike Matisoff for cutting in line 50 plus people deep in the men's room line. He cuts to the front off his scooter. I call him out. He apologizes. I tell him to get to the back of the line. He says, "I'm sorry, I'm at the feature table." An older European-looking Jamie Staples makes it 1800 in middle position. I'm next to act with pocket aces. 4500 to go. Everyone folds and he puts in the call. The flop comes 9-7 deuce with 2 hearts. He checks. I want to make it look like I missed with ace king, ace queen type hand, so I check behind. The turn is a deuce. Beautiful brick. He bets 5,700. All of his mid pairs now think they're value betting, so I put in the call. The river is a 9. I don't put too many 9s in his range other than 9-8, 9-10 suited. He bet 16,000. I quickly call and lose to ace 9 of clubs. We now have 42,000. $50,000 going to 1,000 big blind. $10K main event. I love poker. $100,000 going to 1,200 big blind. Good level. Pretty swingy. Won a big flip. We're in the zone.
No way, and I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. No, I won't do.
El Dorado Cantina was packed, so we went to Rollin Smoke BBQ to get some carry out, took it back to the Rio. Barbecue beef ribs, best in the game.
And some days it don't come easy, and some days it don't come hard. Okay, you out.
We were hand for hand at the end of the night. Hand 2 of 6. Blinds at 800, 1,600. We have pocket 10s. In the cutoffs, we make it 3,500. The button, who is this weird guy who bangs a cymbal loud as hell every break, every 2 hours, so it just shocks the room. Flats the button. Small blind, big stack with 250K. 3 bets me, per usual, to 11,000. Big blind just casually flats, and we have a decision. Call 10s, full 10s, or shove all in for 53,000. 2 black 10s, button folds. Small blind says 200,000. Isolating. Getting the big blind out of there, that's good. He probably has ace king. Big blind folds, small blind shows pocket kings. The flop comes queen, jack, 3. The turn is a jack, and the river is a queen. As I'm getting up, the weirdo clown stands 10 feet behind me with the cymbals and clashes them together. He goes, "That's what you get. I know you don't like it, so that's why I did it. Ha ha ha." And I am out of the main event. Right at the end of day 2, $10,000 gone. Hopes crushed once again. Probably 0 for 11 cashing it lifetime. If you or somebody else knows someone that's hiring a guy with some college education and a good read on people, not at the poker table, but just people in general, with somewhat of a monotone announcer voice, feel free to email me, Jeff Boski YouTube at yahoo.com, or go to jeffboski.com, fill out the form with your email, and I'll get back to you. Hopefully I can work from home. If not, if you're in the Las Vegas area, I'd love to chat with you so I can explore other future occupations. Until then, thanks for watching the vlog. It's been fun, but the whole process of filming it, editing it, for little to no reward, shaking off jealous hater trolls online, it's just really not worth it at all. And having to relive every hand I play, good or bad, put it into video form. It's bad enough to lose a tournament, but then when you have to relive it 5 to 10 times, either going over the hand or editing it, it's just really icing on the cake of more pain than I care to handle. So, have fun, play poker if you want, but you probably won't see me at your local poker table. And we're out.